Prologue. Hiding in plain sight. If someone had told me I'd spend years hiding in plain sight, watching someone search for me without realizing I was right there, I would have laughed. But fate has a way of disguising the truth until the moment you're ready to face it. This is my story, a tale of childhood promises, forgotten names, and the blind spots that shape our lives. Chapter 1. The Oak Tree. I was 7 when I met Daniel. Messy-haired, curious, with a grin that made scraped knees feel like badges of honor. We sat beneath the old oak tree in my backyard, trading secrets like treasure. That tree became our fortress, its branches arching like protective arms. "Promise me forever," he said one afternoon, his voice serious in a way only children can be. "Forever," I echoed, pressing my palm against his. The sunlight caught in his hair, and I thought it was the brightest thing I'd ever seen. We didn't know what forever meant, but we believed in it. Then, one morning, everything changed. My parents said we had to move, urgency, jobs, decisions made above my head. No goodbye, no wave from the porch, just silence. All I carried with me were his eyes, wide and earnest, staring back from memory. Chapter 2. Becoming Maya. Years passed. New towns, new schools. I learned how to disappear. Leah became Maya, a new name, a fresh start. Auburn hair instead of gold. A laugh I learned to wield like armor. I buried Leah deep, because sometimes the past feels too heavy to carry. But in quiet moments, I wondered if Daniel remembered me. Did he still sit under oak trees? Did he still believe in forever? By the time college came, I had perfected the art of reinvention. Maya was confident, magnetic, impossible not to ignore. Leah was a ghost. But ghosts don't vanish. They linger. Chapter 3. The Lecture Hall. It was a dull art history lecture when I saw him again. Daniel. He didn't know it was me. He saw Maya, this girl with shifting eyes, blue and hazel, undecided. We clicked instantly. Friends, then something more. Conversations spilled from textbooks to midnight walks, from philosophy to dreams. Every laugh, every glance, every brush of his hand against mine was a reminder of the boy under the oak tree. But I stayed silent. I was terrified that if I told him, the illusion would shatter. And so I lived in two worlds, the present, where Maya thrived, and the past, where Leah whispered reminders of promises never broken. Chapter 4. The Search. Months later, he told me his parents had run into mine. "Leah's at your college," they said. My heart stuttered. He didn't know the truth. He started searching. Class lists, campus records, endless faces. Every blonde girl became a possibility. Every failure, a reminder of how much he wanted to find me. I watched quietly, torn between confession and fear. One afternoon, he thought he had found me, a girl with long blonde hair in the student union. He walked over, hope heavy in his step. She turned. A stranger. My heart ached for him, but I stayed silent. More false starts followed, until he finally let go. "Maybe they got the school wrong," he told me one night, staring at a map. "Maybe she's somewhere else." He chose the present. He chose Maya. But I could see the shadow in his eyes. A part of him was still searching, even when he said he wasn't. Chapter 5. The Photograph. Fate wasn't finished. A week later, I was digging through my closet for a textbook. A dusty box tumbled out. Trinkets spilled across the floor. And then one photograph. 2 children under an oak tree. A boy with messy hair. A girl with golden strands and ocean blue eyes. His breath caught. This is us. I stared at the photo, then at him. My voice shook. "My name is Leah. Leah Miller." Maya was just a new name. A fresh start. The room tilted. Years of searching, of chasing shadows, collapsed into a single truth. He had been beside me all along. Different hair. A different name. But the same soul. Chapter 6. Forever Again. We sat in silence, the photograph between us. "Why didn't you tell me?" he whispered. "Because Leah was a ghost," I said. "I thought if I buried her deep enough, I could be someone new. But you kept looking. You never stopped." His eyes softened. "Forever doesn't break, Leah. It just waits." And in that moment, I realized the promise we made under the oak tree had never truly vanished. It had simply been waiting, patient, until we were ready to see it. We found each other again, not through maps or records, but through the winding paths of life. And maybe that's the lesson. Some promises of forever, no matter how abruptly broken, always find a way back. You just have to look past the surface. Chapter 7. The Distance Between Names. Even after the truth came out, the distance between Leah and Maya lingered. Daniel would sometimes call me Leah, his voice soft, reverent, as if speaking to a memory. Other times, he'd call me Maya, the girl he had fallen in love with in lecture halls and midnight walks. I realized I wasn't one or the other. I was both. Leah, the child under the oak tree. Maya, the woman who had learned to survive. And Daniel had loved them both, even when he didn't know it. Chapter 8. The Confession. Weeks later, I finally told him everything. The moves, the reinventions, the nights I cried into pillows because I thought forever had broken. He listened quietly, his hand never leaving mine. When I finished, he said only, "You didn't break the promise. You just carried it differently." And for the first time, I believed him. Chapter 9. The Return. We went back to the oak tree. It was smaller than I remembered, its branches thinner, its bark worn. But it was still there. We sat beneath it, just as we had as children. "Forever," he said again, smiling. "Forever," I echoed. And this time I knew what it meant. Not endless days, not unbroken time, but the certainty that some bonds survive distance, silence, and disguise. Epilogue. The Blind Spots. Looking back, I wonder how many times we walked past each other in crowded halls, how many moments we almost collided before fate finally intervened. Life is full of blind spots, places where truth hides until we're ready to see it. I thought I had buried Leah